Riding behind his wife Renuka, Sudhir saw a bus crossing the dividing line. It was coming straight at Renuka. He knew she had no way to go. He screamed out to her, but it was too late. The next moment, he saw Renuka and his little daughter lying on the road.
I thought she is just no more.
When I saw my mummy on the road, I felt very afraid.
It was just too much for me to take it.
Within moments, Sudhir began to act. There was no ambulance, so he gently held his wife and child in the back seat of the auto rickshaw as Renuka held on to life.
I was just telling Jesus, please give them back to me.
Through all those anxious moments, Sudhir saw some unusual things happening. It seemed like someone was watching over them.
Immediately I had auto and it was near a hospital. And hospital I could get the first aid immediately. And there the people which were on duty, emergency duty, they knew us. Ambulance was immediately could arranged. And then after that, when we reached to the next hospital, orthopedic hospital, there was doctor who we met who was our family friend. Things start moving because of that.
At the hospital, they found that Renuka's injuries were serious, very serious.
Her one eye was out, her forehead had a big injury, nose there was this kind of a hole, and a lot of cuts and bleeding everywhere.
Apart from that, she had 12 fractures. The most complicated of that was her hip. It was fragmented into 42 pieces, the hip. And they said they'd never seen a hip fracture that way. The whole thing had like a jigsaw puzzle. And they
The news of the accident reached family and friends. They gathered to pray for Renuka and Chakshu, her little daughter, who was in another hospital.
When I reached back to the hospital where my daughter was admitted, the doctors were just keeping her under observation. An X-ray was showing that there was some problem with her vertebra. They told me some body parts should be paralyzed in this kind of situation.
Amazingly, Chakshu showed no signs of internal injury. She was well and ready to be discharged in a few days. But Renuka was still in a critical condition. She needed a major surgery.
Renuka's spiral CT shows that she has multiple fractures on the left side. As you can see on the right side, the bone is smooth and normal, and the fractures involves not only the hip joint but also the pelvis. She needs to undergo a long and technically difficult surgery. The surgeons will be working close to major blood vessels and nerves, and she could also have severe blood loss. Since the surgery goes on for a very long time, this could result in infections as well.
As Renuka faced a 9-hour surgery, people continued to pray for her.
When we reached the hospital, she was a total mess. But I believed that even in that state, God is able to heal her.
Despite all that was happening, Renuka had a positive attitude. She went into surgery, smiling and praising God. But just as the surgery began, it ended.
The surgeon came running out and he said, who's Renuka Masih's relations here? And he said, it's a miracle. Which God have you been praying to? And we said, doctor, what happened? He said, she doesn't need the surgery.
Renuka was put on traction, and under the X-ray image intensifier, the surgeons found that the fracture fragments had fallen into acceptable alignment. Because of that, they did not subject her to major surgery, but instead did a short and simple procedure called external fixation.
Renuka recovered sooner than anyone expected her to. In just 3 months, she was back on her feet. She believes a healing came from the Lord.
Somewhere deep down I knew that the Lord is with me, and I knew that yes, He will heal me. I knew that I'll be my normal self.
Today, her family is happy to have her home. Together, they live each day as a gift from God.
I'm very happy that my mummy is back at home.
Renuka went through a lot of pain, but looking back, she knows it all had a purpose.
The Lord has saved me and has given me a new birth after the accident. And I know that Christ is with me throughout. And it has made me realize that even when we are on the road, the Lord is there as a shield with us.